Hello and welcome to Doncaster. We're here for the full weekend because it's the Street Machine Custom Car Show. Our cameras will be here filming the full highlights, so enjoy it. Well, here we are just inside the entrance. There's a queue of people going through the turnstiles at the moment because just through these doors are some of the world's most lavish and well looked after cars. So come with us and have a look.
The Doncaster Custom Motor Show is now 13 years old. It's grown steadily in stature to its current position as one of the largest of its type in the UK. There are literally hundreds of vehicles on display, and the organising team have gone through many hours of arduous labour to make sure they can be gazed on by admiring eyes of the general public this weekend. As far as the exhibitors are concerned, the Doncaster Custom Motor Show gives them the chance to show off their dream machines. Machines that have developed from ideas on scraps of paper, from hunks of metal to the gleaming masses of roadmobile we see before us today. As ever, the public are expected to turn up in their droves, many no doubt harbouring secret desires to one day recreate what they see before them. They can certainly witness some of the strangest sights imaginable. What of this squashed imp, for one of the weirdest examples? Yes indeed, cars of all shapes and sizes turn up here at Doncaster. Some are displayed by the individual, whilst others are displayed by motor clubs. These motor clubs show great rivalry for the awards that are presented at the end of the weekend. These awards come in the shape of trophies for such things as the best car, best engine, best stand, and many other awards.
Here's a few guys from one of the clubs down here. What's the name of the club?
Steel City Cruisers.
Now that's been in existence how long?
Since 1977.
And you've been a member, how long is it?
Just a year.
Now, he's certainly dressed for the occasion today. He's got the old original top on here. You've got a car down here, that's right?
Yeah, I've got a 1937 Rover that Brian Marshall used to own, and I bought it off him, and I've been sort of working on it over a year, and I've run it all year. Yeah. And it'll be resprayed soon. Yeah.
What about the Steel City Cruisers themselves? What sort of things do you get involved with within the club? Is it going to just stuff like this?
Well, it's cruisers, there's charity things that we do for, cystic fibrosis. Right. This year we get them, I think it was £500 in television.
Well, here we are. It's not Miami Beach, but we've got the Ocean Roadsters crew here today. Now, what's your name, sir?
Hi, Tony.
Tony, you own all these vehicles, right?
I own this 32 Roadster here.
Is this a particularly difficult one to maintain and things?
Not at the moment because it isn't quite finished yet, but possibly when it's on the road with a colour.
Right. I'm just looking at the size of these tyres for one thing. Is this sort of thing that you find very difficult to get spare parts for?
Not particularly. When you mess about with these sort of vehicles, you tend to have contacts. Slightly easier to come across than you would think. Like,
I love these sunglasses. You look like a sort of laid-back sort of guy anyway, is that right?
oh, very laid back, horizontal.
Let's move on to somebody else. What's your name, dear?
Linda.
And how are you involved with this?
I'm his wife.
His wife. Is he sounds like a pretty crazy guy. Is he crazy about these vehicles?
Yes,
Do you get a bit jealous sometimes?
No,
You enjoy it yourself?
yes.
Move on to another fella here. You own presumably this one, is that right?
Yes, the model year Roadster.
How much would you say that this vehicle at the moment is probably worth?
I would say about £8,000.
As little as that?
As little as that, yeah.
Is this the sort of thing that you can actually drive on the normal road? Do you use this to...
We drove it to, Friday. We pulled our caravan and we're camping in the camping area.
Must get a few strange looks when you pull up at the supermarket in this, though.
Oh, yes.
Attention is paid to fine detail, and normally unseen items can become features.
Kevin, how much is this vehicle probably worth now?
Oh, I'll take a lot of money for me to sell it, let's put it like that. It's most probably cost me near £15,000 to build it so far.
That's how much it costs to build, probably. How much would you sell it for, if you ever sold it?
A lot more than that, perhaps 20, 25 at least.
So you get a good return on there. This engine which is leaping out the bonnet here, tell me a bit about that.
Well, the engine's a 454 big block Chevy.
Yeah.
It's got low compression pistons in it. It's fed by a GMC 671 blower, as you can see. It's a 1-to-1 ratio drive. The engine's all been done by myself. We've got roller rockers in there, titanium push rods. Got twin predator carburetors on the top. We've got nitrous oxide on, which we haven't used yet. We're trying to get it the times down without the nitrous oxide. It's a good engine, basically.
It looks very impressive. Does it take a lot of cleaning as well?
Yeah, we'll just give it a quick clean over when we came here the other night, and that's it really. It stays quite clean.
That's good. How much would it cost to fill her up, as you say?
Fill her up. Well, it does 5 miles to the gallon on the road, so we've got an 8-gallon fuel cell in the back, so you can work that out for yourself. You can't go very far before you have to fill up again.
Right. How fast can she go?
We haven't had it flat out yet, so I can't answer that question. It's quick enough though, let's put it like that. It's a bit awesome on the road.
Dave is from the Customville Cruisers. Dave, let's talk about this white car here. What sort of car is it to start off with?
This is a Ford Popular. This is one of the very original first Ford Pops ever to be done. This originally was Street Odyssey, which is now owned by Charlie Smalley of our club. And he bought it probably 3-4 years ago now. And he's been just revamping it up, sorting it all out from the early times when it was first built.
How old is the car?
This is a 56 Pops. It's built in 1956, so we're getting quite a few years on now.
It actually looks from the exterior, these look to be all original parts, more or less. Is that right?
It is all apart from the front. It's a fiberglass flip front on it, although it's had all the original mouldings and everything put back on to make it look original.
What about the interior as well?
The interior, that's been completely revamped. Originally it was a little four-seater with the tilt-forward seats, and they've been removed because the block sits so far back.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Charlie has to drive from the back seats as it was. This obviously doesn't cause any problems because it's no longer than a normal car bonnet really in that respect.
It's an incredible design, actually driving from the back seat there, and the steering wheel as well. That's the original steering wheel, right?
No, it's a little bit on the longer side for the original steering wheel. Now so it was a little old Bakelite one originally, and this has been a custom-built steering wheel, so the column being a bit shorter, and his arm's a little bit short, so he's had to have the steering wheel made to reach it, like.
I see. What about the engine capacity of the car?
It's a 2.5 litre Daimler Hemi engine out of the old Jag Daimlers. So she's powerful, but not as big as the Rover and the small block Chevys, obviously, but only being the 2.5 litre. But it's a beautiful little engine because they're a solid aluminium block, you see, on them. I mean, you can polish them up quite nicely when they go.
How powerful is it? How fast can it go?
I think Charlie's had a ton out of it, but they're not. some cars are designed to go fast in a straight line, and other cars are built for what we call cruising, as you know. And then this is more, Charlie prefers to do cruising more than the racing, but the nature of the racing is it does strain all the drive strain and everything, and the old Daimler engines are getting on a little bit in life now, and spares are virtually impossible to get hold of.
Yes.
So he tends to treat it with a bit of tender loving care and respect, so he doesn't tend to thrash it very often.
In addition to the bikes, scooters and cars on display, there are also vehicles that are capable of going very, very fast indeed. These are vehicles in the competition section, such as the hot rods and dragsters, just like this one.
John Dowse is the driver of this magnificent machine. John, what sort of speed can you get up to in this?
This machine will do about 230 miles an hour, just over 6 seconds.
And one thing I was wondering earlier, what about spare parts? How do you get hold of them?
Most of them come from the States. One or two bits we do make ourselves, but it is a specialised sport. It's an American-orientated sport, and that's where the parts come from.
Is it particularly expensive to ship them over then?
Very expensive, yeah.
So they sort of shift over one at a time, literally, when you need them?
We ship them when we can afford them, basically.
Yeah. Let's talk to Andy, who knows a little bit more about the engine and the construction of the vehicle. What's it actually made out of?
The body itself is made aluminium panels. There's some fiberglass in there. The actual chassis is made of chromoly tubing.
These actually look really, really thin wheels to me. Are they pretty tough in construction? They must be.
Oh yeah, they're specially made for the sport of drag racing.
Right.
They run on a top fuel dragster of up to 300 miles an hour.
Yeah.
So they're constructed really strong.
What sort of engine capacity is it?
The engine on this vehicle is will be 461 cubic inches, which is the equivalent of over 7 litres.
How much does it cost to fill her up?
How much does it cost to fill her up? Well, the tank we've got in here at the moment holds over 20 gallons.
Right.
We're running methanol, which is like £5 a gallon, so you can work it out for yourself.
And how fast would it actually use up that amount of fuel?
There's a lot of figures talked about. We're looking at somewhere between 8 and 12 gallons on a quarter of a mile.
That's some going. This is one question I always ask the people around here. What car do you actually drive to the supermarket in every morning?
I drive a Volvo Estate.
I'm here with Bob Mould.